not sure why, but I've always been encouraging to him. But he posted a video, and this is the very type of video I like watching from him. Usually he's very flamboyant, very much of a braggart, and does a lot of talking, and it's great. He has a lot of showmanship. But he admitted where he was in this position of being in a funded account. He showed where he is and where, he had this much and this is where he's at. He's losing, he's losing, he's losing. And I'm not encouraging you to go there and talk any kind of smack. I'm not telling you to go there and troll him. I'm telling you that that's the very thing the industry needs. That type of stuff where individuals come out and say, hey, this is hard. This is what I'm going through. This is what I got to work through. And yeah, I can make a lot of money, but then I end up losing. And I don't know the answers yet. You do know the answers, but what you're doing is what social media, YouTuber, Twitter, Instagram traders do is they're trying to be the biggest profitable person, the biggest profitable, the stand out from a crowd type person. And that's a big pitfall, because if you're always trying to be the gold medalist, unless you're Michael Phelps, a freak of nature, the chances of you being like that consistently, I mean, look at, he did a real good run of it, but we do it again and again and again and again. No. Short, it has a short lifespan. It looks great when it happens. It feels great. And the viewers that don't have experience, they think that, okay, you've done this, you need to keep doing it this way. Don't do it this way, then you're a fraud. Then you can't trade. When it's the very factors that you're placing on yourself that are unrealistic, trying to live up to other people's expectations. Either trying to trade your P&L, which is you're trading your profit and loss equity curve, which should never be done, but 90% of the time. Well, I was saying it's 99% of the time. Especially with funded account traders, they freak out. They think the losing trading is tough, or even if they hit maximum loss and they're forced to stop trading, that's the beginning and the end. So they might as well just recklessly trade the rest of it, and then start a brand new. Well, met with the same problem. You have to get to the funded state, you have to get to a profitable state, and you have to be able to eventually withdraw money. Otherwise, why are you doing it? If you're not in this to trade and make money, and it's irrelevant what other people think is an amount of money that's significant or insignificant. It doesn't matter, because you're not gonna give what you made in the market. You're not gonna give that money to anyone. They're not gonna spend your money, just the same way you're not gonna spend theirs. But you're all pocket watching. I got people in the comment section saying, why don't you show us your real setups? I am. To do this live in front of us. I'm not going to do that because I know many of you are reckless. You'll over leverage. You won't have the wherewithal to hold the stop where I place it because you'll over leverage. You'll hurt yourself and you'll blame me. And I didn't do anything to it except for do what I'm doing right now. And or other people will do it, get credit from having an amazing trade pan out, and they'll be able to pretend that they can do what I'm doing, and they'll start mentorships and fleece people and take advantage of it. I don't need to do that. Just watch what I do on the routing stuff next year. That's all I'm going to say. Just watch what I do next year. Okay? That's all you got to worry about. You're going to have all the things to talk about next year. Unrealistic expectations of yourself, especially if you're an influencer or trying to be an influencer or a YouTuber, the ones that I like are the ones that come out and say, you know what? These are the hardships I went through, and this is what I'm still wrestling with. You know what? That's someone to listen to. That's someone to listen to. Because they're not hiding that part. Owe anything to you. They owe nothing to you. But they're being candid enough to say, hey, look, you see this. You see that I got paid out from this company. I took a withdrawal from my live account. That's not a prop funded account. It's my actual, I'm not obligated, rather. None of these individuals on YouTube or on social media are obligated to show you anything. But this expectation, this unrealistic expectation that everybody needs to sit down and prove to you, who is no one, Tom, Dick, and Harry showing up from the position of anonymity, you owe me a full explanation of everything. I don't owe you shit. And neither does anybody else. And you coming up as a trader, you owe no one else anything. None of you are spending my money. None of you are sleeping in my house. You're not going to drive in my cars. You're not going to go on vacations with me. I'm not going to have presents with your name under my fucking tree. Okay? None of those things are going to happen. But in this world today, everybody expects everybody to give them stuff, information, details, things that are not in any way, shape, or form realistic to be expected. If I was running or anyone else is running a signal service, then absolutely you better have something. See what you're doing. Then that makes sense. It makes perfect sense. You are in a rush to be in a position where other people are going to demand information from you, details that you're not obligated to give. You're not obligated. You're absolutely not obligated. Mindset today is this is what it should be. And if you don't want to dance to the beat of my drum, then you're a fraud. Go fuck yourself. Okay? Go back here and second one, peer-driven performance. I have a lot to do with this because when I show examples, other people, they're intimidated by that because they don't trade that way. They many times don't even use a stop loss, and they don't know where to do a partial. They don't know where the market's going to go, and they're just really just getting into a trade to find out what happens. To me, that's one hope and a prayer type trading. They might be profitable because honestly, you can flip a quarter and trade heads and tails, and if you got really, really good risk management and you risk very little, you can make money. I wouldn't sleep at night trading like that, but you can make money. So if you feel like you are another person on social media, and you feel like because my community or maybe some of the things I say, if you listen to what I'm saying, I attack retail theology because it's flawed. It really is. I don't care what you're going to say about it in response. You're making money because you're a good risk manager, not because of Wyckoff, not because of supply and demand, not because of the Elliott Wave. You're making money because of good risk management. That's all. Because none of that stuff makes the market go up or down. Buying and selling pressure, depth of market, market profile, all of that is horseshit. It's bullshit. But I know people, I know personally, people that make lots of money and they attribute their success to that. But that stuff is in alignment when they're profitable with the things that I teach, which is the reality of the marketplace. The market's going to seek yield. It's going to run for inefficiency for the purpose of making that market efficiently delivered. That's a fair value gap in other words. Or it's going to run for liquidity. That's it. That's all that's happening. And when it's not doing that, it's going to consolidate. That's it. There are going to be times when the market has a manual intervention. When are you going to see that? Interest rates, employment data, an unexpected geopolitical event, something wartime, something, something completely unexpected. And they'll go in, they'll do something where any one of us could lose money. And there's nothing that can be done to save you from that. That's the underlying inherent risks to trading. And most of you are unaware that those types of things are going to happen. And you have to be aware of that. So when you're trading your account and you're trying to use the maximum leverage, okay, you're doing that with the expectation that you're going to have the best outcome. When I'm telling you as a trader, especially for folks that have not yet found consistency of profitability, that's the worst thing to do. That's the worst thing to do. Just because Top Step or any other company out there says you can trade with this number of contracts, that's not what a professionally minded trader will do. It's an IQ test. It's available. You can do that. Just like your acceleration pedal on your car says, yeah, it can be pressed all the way to the floor. If you hold there long enough, your car will go as fast as it will go until it can't go further forward. Then, by lane change that is not accessible and you're going to hit a brick wall or something. Just because it can go fast, just because you can go, 0 to 60 in a couple seconds, doesn't mean that you on the road you're trading, that you're trading, that you're traveling on, done. In your neighborhood, with your neighbors, with small children out there playing on their bicycles, just because your car can go 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds, is that efficiently done, safely done? Is it the right thing to do in front of your house when those children of your neighbors or your children are out front doing it? No, of course not. That's poor risk management. But there are people that do those types of things and they get away with it and they get a high off of that. And they take that same mindset and they apply it to their trading. And you see that thing happening, that state of mind, that peer-driven performance. People that have little dick energy will go out there and say, oh yeah, this guy over here doesn't know how to trade. I'm going to be in a competition with them. We're not in a competition, but we're going to compete. My results against theirs. One of the worst things you can do is all you have to do is sit back and watch them. They hurt themselves. Why? Because it's peer-driven performance. That's not how they would really trade. That's not how they would trade. You shouldn't trade that way. And social media and peer-driven performance, trying to measure up against the next guy. It's demo. I'm gonna try to do it with a real account, and I'm gonna try to maximize this and really trade unlike I normally would, and then wreck yourself in front of everybody, and you do so much damage to your own brain. That's a poor decision. That's poor decision. Things should not be done. Just because I can sit there all day long and buy and sell up, down, up, down, up, down, all day long in any given market, doesn't mean that I'm going to need to do it. I can sleep at night knowing that I don't have to do that every single day for you. I'm content with not having to do party tricks. Okay. I don't need to perform for you. I do it because I want to do it. I do it. I have done it in the past to thumb my nose at people that say this stuff doesn't work. But never be sucked into this peer-driven performance. And many social media YouTuber traders get tied up in all that stuff. Steady in going forward. Now I just looked at the following on the channel. I got under 24,000 more and out the mini market. So thank you very, very much for that, by the way. And it's very tuning in to know that many people are listening to me. Maybe not at one time, but that's a lot of people. Can you think about that? A million people listening to a kid from Middle River, Maryland. One of the other factors is obviously you want to trade to be an influencer on social media. Maybe not necessarily be in competition with other influencers, but you want to rise to the occasion as a social media influencer. That's a pitfall because again, the trading for me to thrive and for the sake of being a celebrity versus I'm trying to trade so I can make money. I'm trying to trade so I don't have to go back to having to have a job. I'm trying to reap an employment that may be very beneficial to me and my family. They may offer all kinds of insurances, they offer all kinds of benefits, but guess what? If you can trade profitably, you can afford those things too, and it's tax write-off. Tax write-off for your employer to give that to you. When you're self-employed, you can create all these other income streams. Whereas a lot of things like writing off a lot of specific things, trading in itself can't do that. It's not legal to do it. It's much like you can't write off your commissions. You can't write off commissions. It's something you just can't deduct that. Well, if you create a secondary entertainment, an educational type thing, or a vlog, where you just basically share your life and experience as a trader, well, guess what? Everything you do now 20% of everything you spend on food is a write-off, unless you do catering, which is 100% write-off. You can go and show your homes, you can show your cars, your boats, your ATVs, your travel expenses are 100% write-off. When I go and I travel, I stay at the nicest place all the time. They have the hotels that have the restaurants. I want to be in those highest end restaurants. And I don't care about what it costs. I don't care about tipping lavishly because all of that's going to lower my taxable income that's coming through that secondary income stream. So all these things, I get paid to drive my Corvettes that I own. I don't rent them. I don't use them. Okay. My 2019, I started as a company lease. I paid $1,300 a month for it. When the lease was finished, I bought it outright. I still have it. If you want to see it, I'll take it for a ride. But I own all my cars. Okay. But I maximized the writing off of it. And then for the car like the 2021, I depreciated. The RV that I paid almost $300,000 for, I'm in depreciation on that. I show it. It's part of my lifestyle. When I'm out gallivanting around in it and I'm making videos, I'm working from it. So I'm paid to have that vehicle. Whereas if you go out and you're working a good career job and you're doing all this wonderful stuff, and even if you do very well, you can't write off those types of things. When you buy a car, you're eating it. When you put gas in your car, you're eating it. That's a write-off for me. Why? Because I have a social media presence. See the difference? Why do I do this? Because I'm financially literate, you dumb fucks. People are sitting on the sidelines talking, oh, why does he have a YouTube? He's so profitable. Because the tax treatment in this, you can't do that with your trading. It doesn't matter how much money you make. Fucking stupid. Read a book, man. The bottom line is there's a different way of living. When you're financially illiterate, everything that people do that you don't understand because you're fucking broke, you're critiquing other people, not just me, anyone else. You're literally broke. You have no idea what you're talking about. You don't have any capacity to understand the benefits of being an entrepreneur outside of trading. There's so many benefits that this industry can provide for you if you learn how to trade. You don't have to be making lots of money trading. You just got to know how to trade and be profitable. If it replaces your job, well, guess what? Then you can be in a position to be in social media and let that income stream provide, and it could be very, very profitable. Very profitable. I've said this very candidly. I've made millions, millions, and millions and millions more as an educator than I did as a trader. Because look how many people follow me. Think about that. Do the math. You're mathematically challenged if you can't see that. I haven't taken millions of trades in my lifetime. I haven't done that. I haven't taken millions of trades. Do the fucking math here, folks. You're learning a skill set that opens the doors to so many other possible income streams and benefits by doing those very things. For someone to sit on the sideline and say, oh, if he's so rich, blah, blah. I was rich before I did all that stuff. But now, when an accountant sits down, hey, if you do this, you can reduce your taxable income. Okay. So what if I do this, this, and this, this? Yeah, you end up paying $25,000 a year in tax. What? Yeah, $25,000 for federal and something for minimum. But your income is $500,000. Do that with your fucking jobs, man. You can go to college all you want. You'll never do that with your college education jobs. You'll never do it. And it's absolutely 100% legal. It's not tax evasion. It's a proper use of the tax code. And it is what it is. And people are going to hate you because you're going to live a better lifestyle than them. And you're going to pay less taxes than them. And they're going to work next fucking Monday. What you're learning to do in these markets. So yeah, you should, if you have the aspiration to have another income stream, you should tap into social media. You should do those things, but it shouldn't be the driving force behind it. You need to know how to do this well. Trading, learning how to trade well That's how you fortify this, because guess what you can do with this? You can service if you're inclined to do that, and that is extremely profitable. I did a social media experiment on Twitter before I left it. I said, knowing what I did and seeing how I trade, if I was able to show this to you in a live setting, you're a part of the community, but I'm going to charge you $500 a month. I'm not doing this, folks. I'm just saying this is what it's like. I had thousands of people in the first day, and I don't even know what the tweet is now, what people are like, yeah, I want to sign up. I still get emails every day. I wish it would have done it now. But people are like, hey, I want to sign up to your Signal service. I don't have a Signal service. I'm not on Instagram. There's people over there claiming they have the official Instagram account of me. No, I did open an account. It was hacked, and I said, "Fuck them. I'm not going to go back on it." If they're gonna let that happen, then I'm not worried about it. I don't need to be on Instagram. I'm right here. This is my social media presence right here. YouTube. For you, I'll talk to you through the community posts, and I can do live streams. Okay, it's the same thing I was doing over at Twitter. Nothing is so time sensitive that you need to have it right away to like it was over there. But social media can be an income stream that you can maximize and get the tax benefits that you can't get as a trader. You can make lots and lots and lots of money trading, yes. But you can't write your bills off. You can't write your cars off. You can't write your food off. You can't do all those types of things. But if you have a secondary income stream for your presence online, and it could be a very subtle, where you're not even that active. You just share things. You're not actually teaching anything. Say, here's a trade up talk. Okay, if you have a following, the purpose of you showing what your lifestyle is like, as soon as you start showing your personal things, that becomes part of your image, your clothing, your housing, all these things, your utilities. Part of that becomes an expense that you can write off. Your home office, if you a percentage that you can write. And obviously, I can't write off my whole home, but there's a square footage that my accountant works out where this is what we say that you can write off as part of the deduction towards all these types of things all year long. And everything I spend is maximized. And if I can't write it off, generally I won't buy it. I won't spend money on it. See that? That's financial literacy. Just because I have a lot of fucking money doesn't mean I go out there and blow it like some stupid ass stuff. Spending money just so you can is stupidity. But when you spend your money to be paid using the very things that you're buying or spending your money on, you look at how many cars I have. Well, you're not showing any Lamborghinis. You're not showing any McLarens. I can't drive those cars in these streets up here because they're even death. I already worry with the Corvettes that I have because I don't want to get out of them and leave them because people in the world are assholes because they'll come down and they'll kill. I've had it happen before. I would not feel comfortable leaving a McLaren anywhere. It just wouldn't happen. So, these are opinions from people that are broke. They probably don't even have a fucking car. They're running around on a fucking bicycle. They stole $2 from fucking where they live at. These mindsets are flawed thinking. They're toxic thinking. And when you do get on the social media, even if you can trade well, even if you do open up your trading platform, you log in with the password and you go through day by day statements, they're going to say that you never showed live trading. They're going to say you don't make money. They're going to say that it's all fake. These people are fucking idiots. But you're going to dance to their drum beat. I don't. I pull strings and I make them dance. And I make them watch themselves break their own brand in front of everybody, all with the intent that they're going to try to destroy the downfall of ICT. This is a fucking amazing downfall. I'm rolling uphill without any effort. See what happens when you know what you're doing and you're out there trying to help other people? You can't beat that. You can't beat that. You can't defeat it. You can talk all the stuff that you want, but it never can beat it. It can't be diminished. It can't be tarnished. They can Photoshop. They can make all the bullshit up they want. Okay? You see me living in a fucking shack? No. Nope. You see me unable to show you executions? every fucking day. Every single day I'm playing out there. Just twisting the knife, just twisting it every first day. I have fun with social media, but most of you don't have the thick skin that I have. I can take a lot of stuff. Many of you can't. You tore up from it. And it'll influence your trading decisions. Then you'll wrestle with trading where you never had that problem before when it was private. When it was just you and your trading statements. What you did in the privacy of your own decision making. Those types of things. You want to hold on to that moment in your trading as long as you possibly can, even if you want to be in social media eventually, because you want to be able to lean on that. That is a very strong fortress of solitude. Knowing that you don't have to be in social media. I don't need to be in social media. Away from Twitter, like I said, but I said I would be here. I want that. Some people want me to go back over to Twitter. I'm not going back over to Twitter. But everything that you do should be driven with the mindset that you are focused primarily on keeping your trading excellent. Your efficiency, your execution and entry, your stop placement, your trade management, you're not over leveraging, you're not trying to do the maximum outcome, and you're worried about capital preservation. Number one, first and foremost, is you're not trying to risk money needlessly for the sake of being in there and seeing what happens. Because I'm going to save you some money and time and heartache. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to lose your ass. And that one trade is going to cause you to go into a tailspin and you're going to blow your account, trying to rush to get it back. It happens all the time. Just don't do it, period. And finally, lead dog pitfall. Everybody wants to be the lead dog. Everybody over here on Twitter right now is clamoring to be the person everyone wants to talk about. It's silly, isn't it? I mean, I'm not even over there anymore. They're still bringing my name up. Talking about this, okay? If you don't have the real skill to be lead dog, you're going to be the one that tries to pretend to be lead dog. But guess what? Lead dog is the first one that falls into this, the pit, the snare, runs into the obstacle that needs to determine what's the next pathway. Because you have a large following behind you, or you're trying to build one, and you got to know where you're going. And most people out there pretending to be lead dog, they love having their asses sniffed. No idea where they're going. No idea where they're going. So don't try. I don't try to be lead dog. I don't try to be lead dog. I'm me. And when I see bullshit, I'm going to call it bullshit. I'm going to tell you what works and what doesn't work for me. And if I say I like something or I don't like something, don't be so close-minded and say, well, ICT said he doesn't like it, so therefore I'm going to think like him. That's the stupidest thing in the world to do. It's called like. Be critical. If I say I don't like something, well, if it doesn't bother you, then just dismiss it. Okay, that's your opinion. I didn't ask for it, but okay, we heard you. But if I say I don't like something, and this is the reason why I don't like it, don't subscribe to that viewpoint just simply because I said that. There's mistakes as a martial artist, as a young man, as a child, listening to martial artists I look up to, and they would say certain things. I'm like, okay, I'm going to think like you. And then I found out that I couldn't hold that opinion of what they had. And when I first started trading and learning how to trade, everybody I read a book of, I hung on every word that they wrote or said. Larry Williams was the one that I basically, I'm going to be honest with you. When I read his How Many Million Dollar Trading Commodities last year and listened to those first 4 years, I was convinced that this guy was a billionaire. I'm not a billionaire. Some of you think I pull fucking trillions of dollars out of my ass all the time. I'm not. The facts are you need to be an independent thinker. And you might have heroes. You might have people you look up to, but never meet them. Because the pedestal you put them on, they're undeserving of it. I'm undeserving of what many of you think of me. I am a sinning, foul-mouthed person that wrestles with mental illness. You feel me? See how hard of a sell that is? To make videos, edit out those character flaws in me, so that way you can get past that to see that this is what you should focus on while learning how to trade. I've been there. I've hurt myself. I've made lots of money and I've lost lots of money. So you tell me, do you want to make the same fucking mistakes that I've done so you can avoid it? Here's what you can avoid doing. Don't do this, don't do that.